I thought you needed water, which is a bit of an issue, because now we only have 162 concrete blocks. Oh my god, flippin'. What are you? God, you flippin' lurker. Oh my god. Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode of Scrap Mechanic with me, Spacefish. Now, in between these last, this last episode and the one we're recording now, I have not really done all too much in terms of going to POIs for a change once more, because, well, as was kind of becoming apparent at the end of the last episode already, I've kind of farmed everything so hard that nothing has really respawned again, so we will just give it a bit of time, you know, another episode or two, and then I'll get back to farming that stuff. But in the meanwhile, I think we've got a good bunch of needs for other materials anyways, specifically iron to get those other two drills going for our miner right here. And I kind of thought, you know, what better way to actually get some iron going than, you know, giving our miner a test finally and hopefully it's succeeding, and us, you know, tinkering around probably a bit with the piston right here. Now, the one thing that I'm not quite confident about, and I was really thinking about, is like this ground clearance of the drills right here. Not in terms of actually blocking the vehicle, but in terms of if the drills are going to be down low enough so we can maybe already kind of drill down all the mined bits without having to use a sledgehammer, or if we will eventually end up having to use a second piston to actually be able to readjust that height at the very end to be able to drill down all the things. So that's going to be an interesting one. I think we will just find out as we go, and then just kind of see if we maybe need to make some readjustments later on. But yeah, so we will see about that. Also, what I have done in between episodes, I've actually gone around and, well, farmed a good bunch of fuel. As you can see right here, this thing is now totally filled to the max, which is beautiful. Also got all that attached, just double checking. Also refilled this, also pretty much 100% refilled that expedition vehicle, so very nice and set for fuel right there indeed. And, well, other than that, you know, I've been farming a bit. We've got some more tomatoes growing right here, and as you can see in my inventory, we are nearly set for all the tomatoes that I think we needed for packages, which is a good start. Afterwards, I'll have to farm some red beets, and then that'll get us there, and I also may already have a bit of an idea regarding farming that we may test out this episode. So there is definitely a bunch of things to do, but I think for the start I really would like to go for this little bit of a field test of our miner. But what we're probably going to do first is we've got a few blocks remaining right here, and I would really like to make sure that, you know, my fuel cell and engine and everything is a bit better protected, so we'll at least get like a little bit of a wall going around this. We're kind of going to leave it open to the top for the time being, I think, but you know, just for those pesky bots running at us, hopefully that is going to help a bit more. Also, maybe we can kind of mirror this here a bit, you know, just kind of get the design a bit more fluid. I don't think we actually have all the blocks we need, so it's going to have to stay like that for the time being, but we'll maybe get back to that eventually. One way or another, though, I think it is time to test out the miner. So let's hop in. Let's see if all the buttons work. That's turning the drills on. That's doing the piston. And, well, honestly, I kind of think we can already keep it up there. Now, I think one of the main questions is probably going to be if this piston alone works for us in terms of, like, drilling speed, like matching, because, well, we'll have to see, right? I mean, the alternative idea of, like, for just having a switch for it would be having a controller that kind of controls how, like, the extension of the piston in steps to not, like, retract the stuff too fast and bug things into a rock. Now, the thing is, that's kind of going to be a bit hard to test, I feel, because, well, I mean, we are at 2 drills right now. We're eventually going to have 4, though. So, like, things are going to change for us. And, well, it may not be the same way all the time. But anyways, we've got the rocks right here, and I think it's already becoming quite apparent that we will need to upgrade this piston a bit more, which luckily I still have a few component kits remaining. So let's upgrade it twice, I think, and hopefully that's going to be good if we stop sliding around here. Now the real annoyance here is always the sliding, and I don't really think I can cancel that. Like, there's no braking button, is there? Is there actually a braking button? Yeah, there's not. Okay. So that's unfortunately something we will have to learn to deal with, no matter how sophisticated our mining vehicle is, I guess. But what I do want to try is turning these on, going full speed ahead, and then getting them down. Oh? I mean... That's not too bad. I don't know, like, the thing is that this slope is insane right now. Maybe we're going to approach this from a different angle. I think with 4 drills it would already be much easier, because the other 2 would be up front, of course, and that would probably very much help in terms of actually having them in the right spot. And also, 1 second, what I actually thought about, did I turn up the power of this engine all the way? I did. Okay, I just don't have any more component kits to push it any further, but we do probably eventually need to do that. So let's try it here instead. Ah, God. Yeah, the slopes are being slightly annoying, but, you know, we're getting there. I think the ground clearance overall is very much helping. It feels like way better than the other mine are already. As you can see, the ground clearance of the drills themselves seems to be pretty good, because we are right now able to drill everything down, and the thing is picking it up. It's a bit of an annoyance with the slope and driving over things and everything, but overall, I think like the ground clearance of the vehicle itself is sufficient. And the ground clearance of the drills works quite well, because as you can see, I mean, we're just drilling this all apart, we're driving over it, the things are picking it up. It's all kind of working as planned, which is very nice. If only this, like, one deposit wasn't all that annoying in terms of slope, because I think this is one of the crazier ones we will probably find. I think that's going pretty good, isn't it? I don't know, let me know what you all think down below in the comments. So far, I am honestly quite happy with our vehicle's performance here, and I kind of like it without the controller at the moment, to be honest. Okay, that may have been an issue I did not think about previously. Okay. That is quite the issue indeed. The good thing is that apparently with the collectors we can still lift it. But yeah, so, I mean, we all know that these rocks sometimes unfortunately kind of like to explode, which is quite the annoyance, because if they explode but below the drills, as you can see, that's kind of going to spell, well, not doom, that's going to be a good bunch of trouble for us as we get kind of shot up into the air by that. So not too happy with that part, to be honest. We'll have to see about that. Now in flat terrain, okay, so I think this is where we... Oh, this is still good for ground clearance for the drills. Got to kind of position it properly, but it's still working just fine. The only thing really to keep in mind is that things can explode below the vehicle, and it will be a bit troublesome probably for us. Now, can we get this far enough up to continue drilling on this thing? We can. That's kind of nice. I mean, it's really kind of working like I expected it to. I would really like to have a lot more drills, though. That's kind of one of the major takeaways here, and also we're kind of stuck right now. That's where the ground clearance missing comes in, doesn't it? Please. Okay, there we go. I don't know. I'm overall, though, quite satisfied with the way this thing works, you know. Good bunch more drills, I think. Like, upgrade the engine for the drill so we can just use, like, max drills for it. And put more drills up front, put more drills to the sides, I think will make it a lot easier for us. Now, here is kind of where the issue just came in, if you could see that with the ground clearance of the drills. The slope away from the to-be-mined objects did not really help us there. Now, where they are at right now, I don't quite know. There they are. Okay. I mean, you just had to turn around the thing, which is fine. I still feel like this is way, way better than with the other vehicle, to be honest. Because while the initial process was always quite alright, this, like, the ability to drill down the things just with the drill itself, instead of having to go back and forth, like, bashing all the rocks that come out of it with our sledgehammer is a lot less work, in my opinion. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with this. I think we're not gonna do the whole mining process together, because after a while of trying this thing out, it just becomes that, right? Mining all day, so nothing too interesting, really. So, I think I will go and finish this process a bit. I would really like to fix that ground clearance thing, but I don't really think we can. Well, wasn't it a bit of a whoopsie? But I'll finish this mining project real quick, and hopefully we will have enough metal to get more drills going for us. And then I'll be back in a few minutes, so I'll see you all there. Alright, and as you can see, we are done mining away, and I'm honestly pretty happy with the performance of the vehicle. Now, I really want to see how it does when we add more drills to it and up the performance of the engine that is feeding the drills, but overall, it's like, everything's pretty much working like a charm. There's a few things here and there that, of course, if they would work a bit better, I would very much appreciate, with, like, a tiny bit of missing ground clearance here, or the drills being a tiny bit too far off the ground there, but overall, I've stripped the entire rock in, I don't know, maybe like 5, maybe 10 minutes, which usually takes me like, I don't know, probably a good hour in total, and, well, like, the things got all stripped down to the bare minimum. I didn't have to use my sledgehammer, my miner picked it all up automatically. It was absolutely beautiful, just as I had imagined it and hoped for. So, very, very great right there indeed. Now, that was kind of the field test of the miner, and I hope you all like the success. We did use a good bunch of fuel in the process, but I honestly really don't care that much. For one, I mean, the engines are really not max efficiency yet. This thing is still level 1, and also, I mean, we've got an oil pump now, so who really cares anymore? But we are now in return going to get a good bunch of beautiful iron, which we're hopefully going to be able to use for some more miners, and then eventually also some more collectors, actually, because I already had the issue of not really being able to take the stuff off my vehicle because all the collectors are on here, and, well, you know, I would really like another one or two. I think I already said that previously. Now, another thing that I was really considering to look into, and I think we're actually maybe going to take care of this episode, was I kind of felt like I really want to get a little bit of an intermediate farm going. Now, not really like a farm at my house kind of thing, because, you know, we haven't really built a house yet or something, but I feel that, like, with us having found the trader a while ago, and a good bunch of cool things, like the gun being locked behind the trader, it just feels like it makes a bunch of sense to actually have a proper farm going somewhere that, like, well, we can at least somewhat defend. Like, I don't want to make it anything crazy, more like a little farming pit, and then, I don't know, whenever the wave of bot comes, I will just kind of stand around the farming pit and hopefully kill everything that comes at it. So, we can't make it anything too crazy big, because I, of course, don't really have any good weapons to defend mass waves of bots attacking it just yet, but I don't know, I just want to make it like a bit of a farming pit, basically, you know, use some, just use some concrete that we're going to make in here. This actually reminds me of something. We're just going to use some basic concrete that we're going to make in here. It should hopefully have a good bunch of durability. Just a level 1 concrete, and we're going to go and make like a little bit of a pit that we just place a good bunch of soil in, and then hopefully we can just go around and actually make a bit more vegetables now, so we can get further towards our goal of actually getting the cool gun, getting another few cool goodies, because I think there was a bunch of things that were interesting at the trader, even though I do have to say I don't remember all of them anymore. But it certainly sounds like a pretty good idea to me. Now, before we take care of that, though, I mean, for one, the craftbot has got to work away, but also, you know, we're going to go put that collector back and swap it with the other one, which is, by the way, also a great thing about the new miner, that we just can now carry 2 collectors. I think we can pretty much just strip an entire rock with the miner, have 2 full collectors, come back home, unload it all, have a good bunch of more metal, and be happy with life. That said, like, God, there's 2 flippin' metal bars and so much stone in there. It is insane. Kind of happy that we're going to make some concrete and finally use a bit of that scrap stone, because God, is that a lot of scrap stone, and God, is that very, very little metal. That feels like it's going to be enough for only 1 drill, which, as I said kind of previously, we can only really add 2 drills at a time, because that kind of cancels the torque of the other drills, so bit of an issue right there. Now, we seem to have run out of water here slightly, which I hope is not going to be too much of an issue, because we do have 60 concrete right here, and, well, it's going to be 80 soon, so I think that should be good enough to get a bit of a pit going. And what we probably also need to do is actually pick up some of this soil that we are storing here in, like, huge piles, and, well, we're going to place that down somewhere. We're going to build like a little bit of a wall around it, and then we're going to hope that that's going to work out for us in the long run. Now, also, what I just was reminded of, though, and what I also noticed while I was mining while it was getting dark, I built 2 headlights for this thing, and I absolutely, totally, 100% forgot to put them on. So, probably something we want to take care of. Now, I think we're going to place them, like, I would like to place them here, right, but I feel that the miners are kind of going to obstruct the vision a bit much, but then on the other hand side, this looks a lot better than putting it all the way out to the outside. Now, what also is kind of, oh yeah, right, okay, we don't have the girth on this side yet, because we haven't really mirrored the design from that, but we will mirror that, and I think that just looks better. Hopefully that's going to be fine. We're going to max the light brightness, of course, once more, and then we'll also be able to work in the dark a little bit easier, because that was honestly not the easiest thing in the world to do without any lights on. So that is good indeed. Now let's go and actually grab this stuff. Let's go and grab that stuff, and let's find a little place to put a bit of a pit. I'm thinking we'll probably put it out here, to be honest, because it's a nice and open spot. You know, we should be able to see bots rolling in from just about anywhere, hopefully. And it's also kind of nice and close to the base, which I very much like as well. So I think kind of the border of, like, bots coming in at all was 8 plants, right? So I don't know, I think we're going to start out with something like a 5x5. I mean, the thing is, you know, it's not really like this is not expandable easily as something, so it should be pretty easy for us to just kind of move the walls out if we determine that the waves are still so weak that we don't really need to worry about it. I'm not going to plant like all the plants in the world here at once. I think we're going to start going slowly. Maybe do like 10 plants, see what the wave is like, then do like 15, see what the wave is like, and then we're just going to slowly but surely, yeah, just slowly but surely see how it works out for us and what I kind of feel is going to be the limit. But something like this I think is pretty good. I mean, we can see a whole while out, and I should hopefully be able to kill all the bots before we get there. Now, we don't have quite enough soil, but as you can see, I'm starting out with a 5x5. I think that's pretty fine. It's going to be 25 spots for us to go and actually grow some plants in, which I'm kind of imagining 25 spots is probably going to be a huge ton of bots already, so I think we're just going to start like this. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's actually not that many. Maybe it's just very chill, and we'll decide to get more of a something going. But we're going to make the wall too wide out here, I think, just to kind of get a little bit more protection in. And God, am I definitely way too low on concrete. I'm kind of happy about it, not gonna lie, because that kind of means that we can finally use some of that scrap stone that we have. But that also means that I now need more water. So we're going to go and hop into our exploration vehicle real quick. And we're going to quickly zoom over to the water. By the way, if you're wondering where I have this wood from that is on my vehicle, I just found it floating in the water up here. I don't know how or why or what happened. What's going on with my right wheel? Major malfunction, help? Oh, I think this may have been blocking it. Huh, interesting. Yep, okay, so, reminder to self not to do that again. That was very interesting. I thought I had broken something, but luckily I didn't. So, I mean, we've got this full tank of water here, and I mean, it's going to fill up pretty quickly again, too. We're going to grab that all, and we're going to grab some more chemical, and we're going to make heaps of concrete, because that thing's actually going to require quite a lot, I think. I mean, just like the first layer of the first, or was it 2 layers? But I don't know. I think we're gonna like, it's gonna take a while to just do that in the craft bot. So I'm naturally gonna do that without you all, because that's gonna be pretty boring otherwise. But like, we certainly need to make the wall like 3, 4, 5 high. I'm not quite sure, but we need to make it high enough so the craft bots can't pass, which I would imagine is gonna be a lot. We will see. I'm kind of happy that I can at least get rid of this scrap stone. So I'll get this all crafting. We've got a lot of chemicals, so hopefully that should be fine. Maybe I'll need to make more. We will find out about that, but I'll meet you all once a huge ton of concrete has been made. Alright, and I'm back, and as you may be able to tell here, I'm unfortunately kind of in a bit of a precarious situation, because I've actually run out of chemical. And I kind of found out, rather, that you don't actually need water to make chemical, but you need chemical to make chemical. This is a water bucket. No, that's a chemical bucket. So, I thought you needed water, which is a bit of an issue, because now we only have 162 concrete blocks. Oh my god, flippin'! What are you? God, you flippin' lurker! Oh my god! Oh, what the? Another one! Leave my stuff alone. Leave my stuff alone. You flippin' lurker. God, where are you all coming from? I was just crafting things for like 2 flippin' minutes. Holy Jesus Christ, I keep being like... What the... Like, the bots are raiding me in my base at this point. What is going on? That is insane. Ah, my heart. Come on. That was like so unexpected. I look into the door and there's a flippin' tote bot lurking. We may actually have to close that door again when we leave the flat. Jeez. God, that was okay. But anyway, so as I said, I mean, we're kind of going to be a bit low on concrete, and I think this means that we will probably have to make this thing 1 wide for the time being, as opposed to the 2 I was kind of looking for. So... Before I die, let me eat a tomato. Oh, God. My mouse is also a bit wonky these days. I don't know. That seems to be like dirt inside the button or something. Seems to be a thing for that generation of mouse. So that nearly got me killed right there, because I wasn't able to actually hit the bots properly. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, I'm not stopping to click. So very, very annoying. Stop, mouse. Annoying right there. I'm swearing, I'm not letting go of the trigger. But, this, we will just do it like this. This will be a bit of a issue then, because we are not going to be able to make any more concrete. So we're going to make this wall only 1 thick for the time being, kind of focus on at least getting it to the height that we want. And, hopefully that'll be at least be enough for that purpose. Now, I'm not quite sure how to farm chemical then. I would imagine that it's potentially just like the oil ponds, because I think I had already found like basically a chemical pond in some episodes. So maybe we can look into how we can actually farm that in the next episode then. But for now, let me just at least finish this little farm pit off 1 by 1, because my mouse is going absolutely ham, as you can see. There's like no... God. No flipping constructing this properly with this mouse right now. So this is 3 high. I think that is high enough for toad bots not to make it in. It may not be high enough for, like, haybots though, to be honest. So I don't really like it, and I'm pretty sure this is not going to be good enough, like, or enough materials to actually get it to 4. Maybe we can do the tooth system again that, you know, I previously used on my mechanism to save some, well, not actually to save some materials. It was more kind of a mechanism bound tactic, but maybe this kind of stops the Haybots from making it up somehow, at least. You know, we can always hope that it helps, and I think we may have enough materials to at least do it like this. So this is going to look like a little bit of a castle, which, I don't know, I guess is an interesting optic for this purpose at least, and we're going to now have a little bit of a farm pit to do things with and experiment with, and well, we'll see. I'm kind of confident that we actually need to expand this, so we will probably have to go on the search or on the lookout for some chemical in the next episode. So I'll try and get some information on how that works, if there is chemical ponds, and if so, we'll probably have to go out and find it. But we've got our flying thingy still, so that should hopefully help us in our exploration endeavors. And we've got a lot of fuel to back it up, so that should all be fine. But for today then, I'm going to end it off right here with our beautiful farm pit and the first trial of our miner being done, and me being absolutely jumped and spooked out by flippin' bots on my own flippin' flat again. And, well, then we are going to meet each other again in the next episode, hopefully. So, for today, thanks a lot for watching. As always, if you did enjoy the episode, please make sure to hit that like button down below. That does always help out the channel a ton, and if you're new around here and have not done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way, as always everyone, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope I'll catch you in the next one very, very soon. Ciao.